WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone. This is Lela, the wedding expert. I look a little different today. I barely made it. Barely made it. Nobody would believe that I was up all night planning a party and putting things together. And sometimes that happens in the industry. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever planned a party and wow, a sticker. Have you ever planned a party and you were running around and you had to go to Party City and you had to go to Walmart and you had to go to all of those places in between and you were just disheveled, and by the time the party started, you didn't have your makeup on, your nail broke, excuse that finger. Have you ever had that experience? My name is Lela Stovall and I am the wedding expert, the event expert. Wedding expert as well. And I'm coming to you today to just be very transparent that sometimes when you plan your own event, things don't turn out right. Your timeline might be off. You might not get the vendor that you wanted. You might not get the venue you wanted. The list goes on and on. But I am here to let you know it does not have to be that way. Sometimes people don't understand the value of hiring help when you're planning an event. Someone like myself, I consider myself to be an expert in the area of planning an event and in the area of designing an event. But sometimes people believe that they can do it all on their own. They have this great idea. I want to give a party. They pick a date, 2 weeks, a month from today, and they go. And at the last minute, they're running around the house. They're all frustrated. They're running around the venue. They're at the venue with the decorator that they've hired. They're just a mess. They're just a mess. They look a mess. They don't have time to go change their clothes or put on makeup, fix their hair, go to the nail shop. They just are not prepared like they should be. So I want you guys to know that it doesn't have to be that way. Get some help. I guess you're wondering, what exactly is it that the event expert does? I help you plan from the moment that you have an idea about having a party. I walk you through the stages, what that event's going to look like, help you put a schedule together, put time parameters together, help you secure your vendors. I do everything to beginning to end, and the only thing that you'll have to do is just show up. That's the only thing you have to do. Doesn't that sound pretty good? Doesn't that sound like something that you might want to look into? So on today's show, we are going to discuss some things. We're going to talk about proper planning. We're going to talk about the importance of writing things down. We're going to talk about if you need to hire an expert. Do you need to talk to someone maybe through a consultation? We're going to talk about getting a planner or a book that will help you organize your party. We're going to talk about proper etiquette if you decide that you want to do a party all by yourself and you don't need any expert advice. We're going to also discuss We're going to also discuss how you can set yourself up for success. How, if you opt not to hire a planner or a decorator, if you're doing it yourself, what you can do to make sure you don't show up when your guests start showing up with no makeup, broken nail, eyebrows not done, carrying a Walmart bag, getting cake on your clothes, having a sticker stuck to you like I did when I sat down a minute ago, looking disheveled. Look, I still got my headset on. A mess. My necklace is twisted. It says fearless, by the way. Just a mess. And you don't want to look like that in front of your guests. You want to look polished and poised and perfect, just like you want that event to be. Again, for those that don't know me, my name is Lela Stovall. I have 15 years in the event industry. 15 has been quite some time. I started as a young girl working with my aunt in her flower shop doing weddings. And here I am doing my own thing. I have 3 venues if you guys don't know about those, and we'll talk about those later in the show. If you're looking for a place to host an event, if you're looking for someone to do a consultation to help you iron out your thoughts, if you need someone to help you create a timeline that you can actually follow, I can help you do that. I am just here to serve and make sure you execute the best possible event. How do you think that sounds? I think that sounds pretty good. If you guys stick around, I will come back with some amazing information about how to make sure that you show up perfect for your next event. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes.
Is this where my baby shower is?
Wow, is this where my cocktail party's gonna be?
Wow, perfect place for my wedding reception.
At Lux Event Studios, we specialize in all types of events. We're located at 23327 Orchard Lake Road in the city of Farmington. Or you can give us a call at 313-743-1574.
Going my way, riding clean, living dreams. Just left the barber and I'm feeling like Midas.
Relive every kiss inside my mind, every little thing you've done. And now I can't forget the look in your eyes when we melted into one. Just give me love, just give me love.
Welcome to the Happy Counselor Show, featuring Lela Stovall, licensed psychotherapist and certified life coach from Live Without Limits Counseling. On this show, we're going to discuss mental health counseling, recharging your mind, body, and spirit. How do you feel? How do you feel today? Have you thought about it? Are you happy? Are you sad? Feeling anxious, stuck in a rut, searching for something, but you're not quite sure what it is? Is it cloudy, foggy? Is it unclear? Have you looked deep within yourself? Are you truly searching, but don't quite know what you're looking for? Maybe you need to chat with a professional, and you and that professional can help you find your greatness. It's waiting for you. This is the Happy Counselor, and I'm here to serve from Life Without Limits Counseling.
Are you looking for balance, inner peace, happiness in your life, but you're currently feeling hopeless, depressed, angry, stressed? You might need to speak to a professional. At Live Without Limits Counseling, we can help you find your way. Please schedule your consultation today.
Is this where my baby shower is?
Wow, is this where my cocktail party's gonna be?
Wow, perfect place for my wedding reception.
At Lux Event Studios, we specialize in all types of events. We're located at 23327 Orchard Lake Road in the city of Farmington. Or you can give us a call at 313-743-1574.
Things going my way, riding clean, living dreams. Just left the barber and I'm feeling like Midas.
Hello, I am back, everyone. And I just wanted to let you know how we show up when we're doing an event and don't realize it. Don't realize that we have overloaded ourselves in efforts to create the perfect party. My name is Lela Stovall. I am the event expert, and I want you to know that planning an event can be fun and an enjoyable process. But the first place you have to start is not knowing you want to have an event, but the planning portion. Showing up, putting on an amazing outfit, that part is easy. The hard part is the execution. So let's start with the basics. A notebook. Simple notebook. We all go to Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid if they're still around, Family Dollar, Dollar General. Pick you up a notebook. Something that's easy for you to carry around and put your notes and ideas in. I know we all have our fancy phones, Apples, Androids, they're on Apple 117 or whatever. And I know that sometimes you can put notes in there. And if that works for you, go with that. But a notebook, that's one that I use. I have more than one. This is a little fancier one. Has a little, I can charge my phone. I can keep all my notes in here when I get ready to start planning an event. So, you want to have an event. It's a milestone. You're turning 50. Your child is turning 16. You're planning a graduation party. You're planning an open house. You're planning an anniversary party. You're planning a wedding, baby shower, reception. The list goes on and on of types of events that you can plan. But after you get the idea that you want to host one of these amazing events, go and get your notebook, because you need that, a pen, of course, and start to write down what it is you plan to do. What do you see in your mind? You know, you want to have this milestone event. We'll pick a baby shower. And you know that you want to invite some people. Who are they? Write it in the notebook. You know that you want to have your favorite food. Notebook, write it down. You know you want to have your favorite photographer. Write it down. From beginning to end, visualize from the moment that you walk into that space where that event is being held what you want to see. What do you want your guests to see? What do you want to feel? What do you want your guests to feel? When they leave, what do you want them to remember? It's certainly not that girl that you saw at the beginning of the show. You don't want to be the person who came in with her jogging suit on, with a spot on it, hair in a bonnet, nails not done. You don't want to be that person. So the way to make sure that that does not happen is to plan. Starts with your idea. Get you a notebook. Start to write down your items. My suggestion would be to start several months in advance. with the exception of a baby shower, you can start up to a year out. You know, at 49, yes, next year, I'm going to be 50. I want to have a smash party. I want to be the talk of the town. I want everyone to talk about my birthday party from 50 till I turn 51. That's how grand I want it to be. So starting a party of that magnitude, starting to plan a party of that magnitude, a year is a great amount of time to start. Now you say, well, a year is a really long time. Why? Why should I start a year in advance? And as an expert, I'm going to tell you why. Because it gives you enough time to make sure you have the finances. It gives your vendors, the people you're going to hire, your photographer, the cake person, your venue, you fill in the blank. It gives you time to hire all of those people. It gives you time to make sure that you get everything that you see in your mind when you close your eyes. And the only way you can do that is planning. A year out is a nice amount of time. It's not odd to call a venue and say, I'm planning something for 2022. Or I've even gotten a few calls personally for 2023, because that ensures that you can have everything that you want at that event. Now, when you're about a year out, the first thing you start with, like I said, is you come up with you're having a party. Then you get your notebook. Then you start to write things down. For example, what kind of party is it? Where do I want to host it? That would be your venue. Your next thing would be, no, not what am I going to wear. Your next thing would be, who do I want at the event? If you have a guest list, start to write it down. You have to get invitations made. You have to check on your venue, your caterer, your musician, all in the notebook. Now, that way might be a little complicated. It might become overwhelming. You start to look at pictures, you start to call venues, you're not getting telephone calls back, you can't get anyone on the phone, now you're frustrated. So my advice personally would be to call the expert, to just call someone like myself. My name is Lela Stovall. If you guys have just joined me, I am the event expert. I have been in the event industry for about 15 years, and in that amount of time, I've seen and heard almost everything when it comes to an event. And I know the number one thing when you're trying to execute a grand event is planning. And my suggestion is about a year out if you have that much time. And that will allow you to have your budget, your everything you want budgeted, be able to be put on payment plans, be able to get every person that you want at that event. Entertainment sometimes is booked a year or 2 years out. Venues are booked a year or 2 years out. And to ensure that all of those things show up the way you see them when you close your eyes and you imagine yourself walking in, the planning has to start early. So I mentioned earlier, venues. That's number one. You know what type of event you're going to have. Now, where am I going to host the event? I would first of all say, personally, I would say have it at Lux Studios. We have three, Lux 1, Lux 2, and Lux 3. Lux 1 is located in the city of Farmington Hills at 30640 West 8 Mile Road. We can host micro events at this venue. If you're planning a small intimate dinner party, if you're planning a dinner for 2, up to 40. If you're planning a small birthday party, birthday shower, you fill in the blank. That is an excellent place to have it. You just have to call the expert, and I'll be glad to make an appointment for you at 313-743-1574. And you can come and look at the venue and see if it's a good match. Our Lux Studio 2 is located in the city of Farmington. It is at 23327 Orchard Lake Road. And that holds up to about 120 people comfortably. But if you're thinking about adding things like your 360, a DJ, bartender, brass band, flying elephant, we might have to make the capacity a bit smaller. But if you call me again at 313-743-1574, I will be glad to schedule your tour. And our last venue is Lux 3, and that's in an industrial space down at the Russell Industrial Center. And that's a huge space, holds up to about 250 individuals comfortably. You can have an art gallery, a fashion show. That's a different type of space. It's really large, holds a lot of people, but you have to understand what eclectic means. You have to understand that it's a raw space. And most importantly, you just have to call me at 313-743-1574 so you can see it. Now, I am so glad that you guys have spent this time with me today, and I hope that you have learned something. So we're going to recap. When you get ready to plan an event, my advice to you would be call an expert like myself. Find out what you need to do to execute the perfect event. And you can do that through a consultation. I provide them again at 313-743-1574. I will be more than glad to sit down and walk you, hold your hand through the process of planning your party. Bring your notebook, look up pictures on Pinterest or Google or whatever your source is that are your inspiration for what you want to see. I also advise you to have, if you're not going to use my venues, and I have 3, I named them a few moments ago. If you're not going to use my venues, have that information written down too, where you're interested in hosting that event. I want to sit down with you for about an hour and we walk through your event in that consultation from beginning to end. Usually a good consultation is 3 visits. You're like, wow, 3 visits. I got to start a year in advance. 3 visits. Why so many? The first one is to discuss your budget, how much money you want to spend, where the event is, what is the event, where is it taking place, etc., etc. Then on your second visit, we will sit down and I will take your inspiration and show you things like vision boards, color swatches, what we can actually execute in real life. Sometimes what they show on Pinterest is not real life. And in visit 3, if you decided we were the compatible company to execute your event, we would then do your contract and you would start making your payments. And so if you're planning an event and you want it to be as grand as your mind can imagine, I suggest you call an expert, someone like myself. My name is Lela Stovall. I have been in the industry for 15 years of planning events, and I want you to know I've seen a thing or two, and I can help you do exactly what you have in mind. My phone number one last time is 313-743-1574. I have 3 venues, all that I can give you information on if you call that number. And most importantly, I'm here to answer questions if you have things in our upcoming shows. And I'm here every other Sunday at 10 a.m. In our future shows, I will be showing you things like how to make quick items that can help you can use in your events. We'll talk about well, you'll just have to wait and see. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Don't forget, if you want to have a grand event, proper planning is important. I'll see you guys again soon. I'm Lela Stovall, your event expert. Bye-bye.